Tonight on Supersize versus Superskinny. Two extreme opposites go head to head. One is starving himself for his idea of the perfect body.
If you want something bad enough, you do anything.
The other is gorging himself into an early grave.
Even though you know it's bad for you, you just carry on.
Damaged by their destructive diets.
There was a hole in my bladder.
They're destroying their bodies beyond repair.
The normal healthy cells will be filling up with fat and you will die.
Now they're being forced to confront their lifelong problems.
That's just wrong, isn't it?
In an intensive 5-day shock to the system.
You want me to finish the whole lot?
I just can't sit. Smelling that Chinese. I can't look at it. It's going to be a hard week.
Plus, Anna's flab fighters are upping the pace.
Who ate all the pies? Woo! Look at that bum!
And LA's shocking baby weight loss trends are exposed.
The child ends up getting sick, they end up going into hospital. I mean, it's just crazy. I mean, it's insane.
Superskinny Martin is obsessed with having a good body.
I know that my body's okay. You know, I've got great abs. I've got, I'm athletic.
But this ex-jockey's flat stomach is the result of an extraordinary starvation regime.
I don't ever fancy food. There's been many days that I've not eaten at all.
For the next 5 days, Martin will be checking into the feeding clinic. Overseeing proceedings is Dr. Christian Jessen.
Nice to meet you. Come along in with me.
32-year-old Martin from Essex has been put through a detailed medical to make sure he's up to the task ahead.
So if you come and climb on these, you're 126 pounds.
9-stone Martin is desperate for a masculine physique, believing his puny vital stats fall short.
So you're 17 inches around your thigh, 10 inches. Okay? Do you feel that you're smaller than most guys?
All my friends are big lads, whereas before I was within the jockey sect, I was rather big.
So you went from being a big jockey...
Being a big jockey to being back to a little man again.
to a small guy?
Yeah.
All right.
It's disheartening as well when you go to the gym with your friends and they're pushing 10 times the weight you're pushing. It's embarrassing.
Martin's obsession with his body began at 14, when his career as a jockey sent him galloping full speed into a shocking regime to keep super skinny.
I'd stop eating 2 days before the race. I'd take laxatives, diuretics. On the day of the race I wouldn't actually drink. And I'd also put myself in saunas, so I knew that I can lose 11, 12 pounds overnight without hassle.
But these extreme measures have permanently damaged his health. Taking diuretics meant his body didn't grow normally, affecting his bladder worst of all.
Because my body was so small, my body hadn't grown, because I'd been dieting since I was 14, 15. There was a hole, a tear had appeared in my bladder.
Now Martin can only hold a very small amount in his bladder.
It can never be reversed.
Even after this shocking lifelong consequence, when he reached the finishing post as a jockey, Martin still didn't retire his extreme eating regime, and being super skinny became his driving passion.
So fat is a real fear for you, isn't it?
Serious fear. I think a lot of it is psychological. For me, I want to look lean. I want to look, I want to look athletic. I have a big fear of taking the shirt off and being podgy.
Someone who hasn't been trying to dodge the podge is Martin's Supersize opponent, Wayne. Wayne's overpower all of Martin's measly measurements, starting with his weight.
So, you weigh 404 pounds, about 29 stone.
I feel I'm at the weight today just through sloppiness and no self-control. I look in the mirror and I'm thinking, that's too big, that's too much. I've never seen myself like that before, and that's got to go.
I was frightened he was going to have a heart attack before he reached even 30. I think he needs to lose weight, not just for me, but for himself as well.
Despite living at home with his mum, 24-year-old Wayne gorges on takeaways. But there's one thing that really makes him go weak at the knees.
My favourite foods, I would say, are probably burgers and cheese. I like loads of cheese. You can never have enough cheese. I have cheese and everything. I have cheese on sandwiches, cheese and omelets, cheese on my burgers. You think that's a lot of cheese? If I could have more cheese, I would. And when that's about half cooked, I always stick a bit more cheese on, stick it under the grill. Trust me, it works.
But not only does Wayne think life is better with cheddar, his real lust is for booze.
My favourite drink's probably cider and black. Sambuca and Jack Daniels. When I'm out, I drink anything and everything just to have a good night, whatever's going really.
Wayne, I can honestly say I have never seen anyone so young as you, 24, with such an appalling diet who drinks so much alcohol. And there's a day in your food diary from last week where you get through 18 pints, which is phenomenal. I mean, that's about 55 odd units of alcohol in one sitting, which is more than a binge. I mean, that's a whole party with just you at it. You know, what are you thinking of there when you drink that many?
That's the whole point. I'm not thinking about, I'm just out enjoying myself, and I just don't think about, just flows down. I know it's wrong looking back now, but that's just how it happened really.
Your liver will be suffering, it'll be enlarging, and all the normal healthy cells will be filling up with fat. That leads on to cirrhosis long term. Cirrhosis means your liver is scarred and it doesn't work anymore and you will die.
To help give Wayne the wake-up call he needs to lessen his load, he's facing Martin man to man.
I don't want to sound fattest or anything, but when you see big people and they eat so much, you think, well, look, that can't be good for you.
I do feel that being clinically underweight is just as bad as being clinically overweight. I don't understand why people are so obsessed with being so skinny.
It's time for Supersize to meet Superskinny.
Yeah, mate, all right?
Yeah, good.
You ready for it?
Yeah, good. Yourself?
Yeah.
When I saw Wayne for the first time, I thought, Jesus Christ, for someone of 24 to be that big, it did shock me that bit. Have you always been big, or?
Yeah, I'd say so from my teens,
Yeah?
mainly, yeah. Just a lot of drinking and late night junk food, really, so... I'm preparing myself for a bit of a starving week. As I look at Martin, he's just all skin and bone. It's actually made me a bit nervous for the week ahead.
The size of your hands?
Very mad.
So you've got the same size hands?
Same size hand, then it just goes backwards.
All in all, Wayne is 3 times more man than Martin. There's a difference of 20 stone between them.
I've got 32-inch followers.
So your thigh's bigger than my waist?
Yeah.
We're going to have fun today.
Crazy.
By exchanging each other's typical week's meals, they will be forced to confront their unhealthy bad boy diet habits. But first, there's an eye-popping surprise in store to highlight the difference between their weekly food intakes.
How do you think this is going to look?
Not good.
You nervous already?
Yeah.
Yeah, you are. Let's start with your breakfasts.
I don't eat a meal first thing in the morning.
Yeah.
So I pick a chocolate bar up and a cup of coffee or whatever.
Let's move on and have a look at your lunches, see if they get any better. Oh dear, more chocolate. How often do you have chocolate for lunch?
Most days.
Most days.
Most days.
Go on, let's have a look at dinner. Some toast, some chicken. Anything else? Nothing. So Wayne, that's 7 days worth of breakfasts, lunches and dinners.
That's crazy.
Do you ever feel hungry?
Very rarely.
This is why you don't feel hungry. That's what you get through in a week of cigarettes. And cigarettes, nicotine specifically, suppresses your appetite.
There's more cigarettes than there is food.
Does look that way, doesn't it? Right. What's this?
Coffee.
Yeah, it's coffee. You drink 9 litres of coffee. You need cigarettes and caffeinated drinks to keep you going because your poor body just has no energy stores whatsoever. So when you say you're proud of your six-pack, it's actually because you're starving, mate. It's not because you're doing anything brilliant to achieve a healthy, fit body. Quite the opposite.
Martin is consuming roughly 1,250 calories a day. He should be eating double that. So in a week, Martin is under-eating by 3.5 days. His body is missing out on vital carbohydrates, something that won't be a problem when he takes on Supersize Wayne's diet.
Right, so Wayne, let's have a look at your diet.
I think it's going to be up here.
All right. Let's start with your breakfast. Looks like bacon sandwiches to me.
Yeah. Cereals.
Right on cue, here it comes. That's quite a lot of cereal. So, moving on to lunches.
A lot of bread.
You're looking really worried about that.
Yeah.
Yeah? What is that?
That's a pizza.
Pizza, chips. This looks like dinners now.
Curry, rice.
So you tend to have chips with a lot of things, don't you?
I do, yeah.
Fond of curry?
No.
No.
You look startled, Martin.
More chips, there's a surprise. Fried egg sausage, that's dinner. More rice, more chilli. You look absolutely shell-shocked.
Next up, something to wash down all the carbs and fat, a barrel load of booze.
Shocking. Absolutely shocking.
Wayne is consuming a whopping 5,500 calories a day. That's a humongous overeat of 8.5 days every single week.
You both need help, a lot of help. But I think you're going to learn an awful lot as well.
I don't eat normally, so to actually physically eat what someone like that eats, it's going to be a struggle.
I'm Anna Richardson, 37 and a half, a UK size 12 and a half, and I'm in Hollywood to see the other half. It's eating, exercise, and egos.
Wow, the pressure's on.
So far in the land of LA, I've discovered that fatties are banished to clubs 30 miles south of the city.
I think they'll look at us wherever we go. Yeah. She should just stay at home because she's too fat.
To be a hero, you need to be a size 0, and the pressure is fierce.
I'm only 110 pounds and I still feel really self-conscious going on the beach.
I mean, what's that, you 2?
Close.
But most scarily in LA, the need to be skinny extends to new mothers. And a baby is no excuse to let yourself go, even though post-childbirth is the most dangerous time to lose weight. So who's got us convinced this bouncing back to pre-baby weight is a good thing? Celebs, of course. They can't let the matter of a new baby get in the way of their image, and where they lead, we all follow, and I want to know how. I've tracked down a brand new Hollywood mum, but she's in hiding, in her $25 million house, until she returns to her pre-baby figure.
Well, hello. Do you start the day with a swim or anything?
I do. I start in the morning with a workout.
Gabby is a model, actress turned commercials director.
This is our media room.
A media room. Just 8 weeks ago, she popped out little baby called August.
Here are my gym.
Oh, your personal gym.
But instead of taking a long baby bank holiday, Gabby's on a grueling daily cardio workout regime, and she's following a strict low-carb, low-fat, low-sugar diet. So far, she's lost 22 pounds in just 8 weeks, and she's back to her pre-baby US size 6, but there's still another 3 whole pounds to lose. Well, she's got it all, including the cutest accessory of all. No, not a nanny, a baby.
My life is very much about my baby boy, August.
Hello, baby. Oh, dear. How difficult is it, do you think, for women living in LA to actually take the decision to have a baby?
Women, I do know, consider what will it do to your body when you have a child? What will be the aftermath?
Do you think that maybe women here are slightly more anxious about starting a family?
I think that could be an issue, yes.
Here to get slim fast, rich new mums have got chefs, nannies, and of course, the ultimate name-dropping personal trainer.
Jessica Alba is one of my clients.
And you've got to go and see Jessica in a minute, don't you?
I do.
Okay, so Jessica Alba's one of your clients. Who else?
Halle Berry is one of my clients.
I think that when you're pregnant in Los Angeles, I think as with anywhere, you're sort of given, you're allowed not to look so great, and it's like, oh, there's a pregnant woman, but afterwards, I think there's a lot of pressure to sort of snap back quickly.
How soon should a woman be able to sort of get back into her clothes, do you think?
I have clients that after 7 weeks, they can get back into some... we're going to demonstrate squats. What you want to do is just go down and then come back up again. And we're going to go for 20 reps.
But Ramona's workouts must be the secret to eternal youth. Because guess how old she is?
I'm 46.
Genuinely, you're 46 years old?
Yeah.
Have you had any work done?
No.
I haven't had a baby, but I'd kill to get a body like that. Join me later as I skip childbirth and go straight for the burn instead.
There's a few tears at the back there. She wants a burger.
Superskinny Martin and Supersize Wayne are boys binging badly with their diets, and for 5 days they're swapping meals in a bid to help each other come to terms with their food issues.
Martin, I want you to learn that you can actually eat an awful lot more and it's not going to kill you. And Wayne, you'll be able to realise, maybe for the first time, what feeling hungry feels like. Keep thinking about what it is that the other person's eating and about what it is doing to them, because that's what's going to teach you most about the swap. OK?
On the menu tonight, it's a chicken breast and steamed vegetables for Wayne, and a large lamb curry with all the trimmings, including chips for Martin.
Ready to swap? Yours. There you go.
It's trouble from the off, as enormous eater Wayne's elfin-sized chicken dinner isn't the epic he's used to.
Where's the rest of it? So this is all you eat? No potatoes, nothing?
The tiny portions have been gobbled at breakneck speed, leaving Wayne wanting more.
Do you feel full? I feel like I haven't eaten yet. It feels like I'm still waiting for the next course to come out.
Superskinny Martin is taking part in the swap as he desperately wants to bulk up his puny frame.
I've ate loads, but the pace has not gone down.
In the past, to stop him getting fat, he put a serious curb on carbs. He hasn't eaten potatoes for 15 years.
What's that?
That is usually Bombay potatoes or aloo gobi. Usually a mix of potatoes and cabbage and stuff. Dip your chips in it, it's beautiful.
I just can't see how you can eat all of it. Looks disgusting now. I've never felt this full It feels like, you know, I'm about to burst. It's physically an impossibility of getting all this in me.
It's day 2, and Martin's skinny mini stomach is still reeling from the mammoth portions.
Not feeling it this morning. It's like crap.
Happy?
No.
But it's time to turn the tables and for Martin to give Wayne a taste of his favourite medicine.
That's a bit harsh this time of morning. That's harsh.
Wayne's being treated to 2 large glasses of high caffeine energy drink, the ultimate lazy boy's breakfast.
Already I feel gassy and full up.
A recent study claims that energy drinks may increase the risk of blood clots and also heart disease. Add to that the high sugar, acid and additive content, and nutritionally they give very little. Martin could instead start the day with homemade smoothies, as these will still give him get up and go, plus the benefit of extra nutrients that his body so desperately needs. But for Wayne, this pure sugar rush is bittersweet.
Strange, it's rushing to my head. Martin's diet is not doing anything for me at all. At the moment, I'm not feeling terribly good.
Just a few hours later, it's lunchtime.
Jesus Christ. And this is just lunch?
Martin's faced with a whopping 9-inch pizza with extra cheese and chips. Will it be stuffed crust or bust?
That's the size of it.
But it's Wayne who's got the thin end of the wedge. Despite this being his first solids of the day, it's just 2 chocolate bars for him.
That's it?
Yeah.
Just chocolate?
Yeah. I'd rather have that than this.
Give me that any day. It's the first thing I've eaten today, so I best get stuck in. It's going to be a hard week based on the last 12, 24 hours.
You're hungry?
Yeah, correct. I'm actually feeling a bit of pain there.
Hard move.
Even though he's hungry, Wayne's being macho and sticking to his stingy portions. He wants Martin to pull his weight too.
Today you just thought you've given up straight away.
It's not possible to fit all that in.
And you haven't touched the chips.
No, I'm not hungry.
I appreciate what you say about more food, but yours is full of sugar.
I won't eat the chips because...
Thoughts are just running around my head. Like,
But the chips are just...
no one's business. It's just, oh my God. That last meal, I think, went pretty badly, to be honest. I just think there weren't much effort going on. So is that it for you then?
I'm full up. There's a lot of food. Hell of a lot of food.
After a failed attempt at lunch, ex-jockey Martin can't resist a weigh-in.
It's now 135. Martin's past as a jockey has left him with distorted ideas about weight and body image. These ingrained ideas are holding him back from ever achieving the body that he really wants.
Martin's rigid diet control is centred on his obsession with having the perfect body.
Come and have a look at some pictures of you and give me your thoughts.
That's just wrong, isn't it?
Why? Tell me.
The state of it.
You have a sort of your age head on what looks like a little boy's body.
Yeah, it's odd. It looks like my ribcage is bigger than what my chest is.
What do you think has caused that?
Lack of eating, I don't want to look tubby around the midriff. I don't want to... I do have a fear against fat.
But what is odd to me is the fact that you have a fear of fat and yet your diet is so rubbish. It doesn't seem to all add up. Under-eating chronically leads to all sorts of problems. Heart conditions, liver conditions, skin conditions, weak bones. You smoke quite heavily.
Yeah.
So your body has increased requirements for a lot of important vitamins and minerals that are being destroyed by your smoking.
Martin is stripping his body of essential nutrients, and he'll find that his stores of vitamins are running extremely low. Vitamin B is essential for muscle growth, C helps maintain blood vessels, and E is an antioxidant that keeps skin healthy. As a smoker, he'll also lack magnesium, which keeps nerves relaxed and blood circulating correctly.
I'm 32, I don't have to look like that anymore, do I? I can actually get bigger.
So if I said, right, I want you to really almost doubling your intake of carbs, how would you feel about that?
If you're telling me to do it, I'm going to do it, aren't I?
You would do it. You're starting to believe what I say, Mara. Right, good. Okay.
Yeah, looking at those photos, and I looked at my abs and stomach and stuff, I was actually scrawny rather than toned.
It's time for dinner, and time for Martin to take on board Dr. Christian's advice. Will he front up to the carbs?
He's trying already.
But it's Wayne who'll have the last laugh with yet more king-sized fodder. He's giving Martin 15 fried chicken balls in batter with curry sauce and, of course, chips.
Oh my good God.
Good to see you eating some chips.
The monkey. Horrid things.
For his evening meal, Wayne has only 2 bits of toast.
How are you feeling watching me eat this?
But actually, touching it and putting it on your plate, I could feel the grease in my hands. So maybe I did think twice.
It's a horrible feeling just sitting there looking at that.
But Wayne's annoyed that Martin's being a big girl's blouse, dishing out more than tucking in.
You honestly think that you've eaten a lot so far?
I think there's a lot of food.
I'm making an effort, and it just seems every time we sit down for a meal, it's whinge, whinge, whinge. Can't eat this, can't eat that.
And Martin just won't stop whinging.
It's shocking. Absolutely shocking. It's a lot. It's a lot.
I would like to see you complete one main meal.
You want me to finish the whole lot?
Finish your best.
I don't think I'll be able to finish any one of your meals.
I'd like to see you try.
I'll try and finish it, just to prove the point. Because we're here to help each other. Pardon me. I physically feel uncomfortable. I hate this feeling.
I can't sit here much longer feeling like I am. I just can't sit smelling that Chinese. I can't look at it.
Starving Wayne can't stomach the sight of any more food.
Just getting a bit intense, really. It was getting a bit... It's probably the worst I felt over the 2 days, physically and probably mentally as well.
And after his chicken ball feast, Martin's not feeling too good either.
I feel sick. I just want to throw up.
Martin's been very vocal about how badly the high-fat food is affecting him.
I think Matt's going to have to be sick. He was trying to eat the rest of his chocolate bar, he just couldn't physically do it.
His stomach is now joining in the chorus of disapproval, as he's sick.
There was a bucket at the top of the stairs, and I walked out here, and it just came up. It was just rank. Absolutely rank. To eat that much. I'd push myself as hard as I could just to prove, you know, seeing how much we can eat and seeing how much is necessary. And that's what I said to Wayne when I came in. Then that's what I'm going to do.
It's the morning after the night before, and Martin, being ill, has taught Wayne a crucial lesson.
I put my foot down with my ICT time and he was sick, so that made me feel a little bit guilty. I can eat that much, and then he tries to eat that much and he's sick, so it was like, that's what I'm doing to myself, kind of thing. Good morning.
Morning.
How are you?
Right.
Over breakfast, Martin wants to talk man-to-man about Wayne's massive appetite.
Have you always ate that much?
I'm a big guy, I need big portions to fill me up. I've always known for the last couple of years that I need to do something about it, but I've never... I don't know, it's hard to explain. It's like, yeah, I know I need to lose weight, but why should I, kind of thing, kind of attitude.
Wayne has been overeating for so long, it's going to take a monumental effort for him to stop. He tends to overeat when he's bored, and he needs to learn to separate his emotions from food. This is going to be the key to controlling his weight.
Wayne hasn't always been overweight.
That was me when I was about 5 or 6 years old, first year at school. I was just quite slim normal when I was that age, to be honest. Yeah. Always smiling, always quite happy. Not at all big in any way.
So how old are you then?
13, 14.
In his early teens, his parents separated, and Wayne's weight shot up.
I had a little spell of binge eating. When I got home from school, I'd then go into the kitchen and just grab like a pasty or a couple of chocolate bars and a packet of crisps, eat them, and then I'd try and eat them so my mum didn't think I'd eat them, and then I'd have my tea. Now I just think, oh, I've been so big for the last 8 odd years, it just feels like I've always been big, when that's living proof I haven't, yeah. This picture was taken around 6-7 months ago. I just think I look really bloated and big. It makes me embarrassed and it makes me want to drive on to change myself.
I couldn't work out how people get that big. But spending time with Wayne this week has opened my eyes. It takes a big person to say, yeah, I'm fat and I need help. And that's what he's done, really. You know, long and short of it is he's realised that without doing something, he's going to die.
This is the Millennium Stadium in Cardiff, home to 4,500 steps and today's playground for some full-on fat burning. These 7 women from Newport, South Wales are in my diet club. My challenge for the series has been to help these lovable and large ladies go for the burn every week with some extra activities. But the twist is, they can still enjoy their favourite treats. So far, they've been sweating, soaping and striding. And we're weighing them every week to keep tabs on their efforts. It's week 7 of their fat-fighting battle, and now it's time for the moment of truth.
I've lost £1.50.
I've lost £1.25. 1 3/4 pound.
I've lost £1/4.
I've stayed the same again. Stayed the same.
Overall, they've lost 3 stone and 10 pounds, but this week they haven't done that well, only losing 3 1/4 pounds between them. It's time to step up to the plate. Reason number 7 to fall off the wagon is ice cream, something our flab fighter Angie uses to replace other pleasures.
When the word ice cream is mentioned, my whole mouth fills with water because I'm ready for that ice cream. I leave it to just melt slightly, and then I have all the creamy stuff on the outside. The smoother, really, the better.
I happen to know that there's 2 girls here today that have got a bit of a thing for ice cream.
I love ice cream at the moment because I haven't got a boyfriend. I find it a real comfort thing.
Yeah.
So it replaces, really, a man in my life.
I think we all know that feeling, yeah. Donna, I heard that you like a lolly of a week as well.
I'll eat probably about 5 a day.
5 lollies a day? You kidding? Yeah. Today's exercise is in honour of you 2. Are you ready?
Yay!
Come on, then.
Come on!
I've got my sports bra on. I'm safe.
Today we're going to sweat it out on this serious set of steps so we can cool down with some ice cream.
Come on, girls.
But you don't need a stadium. Running up and down any stairs can burn an amazing 579 calories an hour.
Who ate all the pies?
Push-ups on the steps. That's it. Woo! Look at that bum.
And with ice cream clocking up around 1,200 calories per half-litre tub with 80 grams of fat, our girls are going to have to do the time if they do the crime.
Oi, move it, girl, up on the balcony.
At the end of our session, the girls will get to decide whether to bank the calories they've worked off or binge on an ice cream treat.
Hey up, Donna, what are you doing?
Having a break.
But Donna's going to have to move her butt for a good half hour if she wants Belgian chocolate Haagen-Dazs. If you adore Carte d'Or Vanilla Light, you need to work out for just 15 minutes. While sucking on a Solero smoothie requires just 10 minutes of leg raising. But will they want to undo all their hard work by scoffing a treat?
Ooh, going vanilla.
Cool.
Donna, are you joking?
What do you mean? I work the hardest. I deserve more than any of you.
So, Tracy, do you want any ice cream?
Nope,
Why?
because I've lost a bit of weight and I'm just not spoiling it at all.
You're getting quite into it, aren't you?
Yeah.
Good for you. Anybody else?
Oh, slush.
No?
Because I did the exercise, I had absolutely no guilt about eating the ice cream.
It's surprising how many calories you can actually burn just going upstairs. From now on, I am taking steps instead of the lift.
Next week is the final weigh-in and our ladies decide whether they want to bank the calories or binge on booze.
Martin and Wayne are spending 5 days swapping diets.
The size of it.
Convenience food is a high priority for these boys, but super skinny Martin is getting into it.
I'll eat as much as I can eat. I'll physically force it in just to prove a point.
While Supersize Wayne has been struggling with skimpy portions.
I'll just glance it, smelling that Chinese.
It's halfway through the swap, and for breakfast, Martin's having a large bowl of cereal.
It's a lot, but this is not bacon sandwiches.
And Wayne is tucking into a plate of biscuits.
That's not good for you.
Martin's fear of fat means that nicotine, caffeine and sugar form the cornerstone of his diet.
You really have this many?
Yeah, I'm addicted. I've got addictive personality, so if there's half a pack of the biscuits, I'll eat half a pack.
But there is one addiction he has been able to kick. Since he checked into the feeding clinic, Martin's forsaken the fags.
Since coming in here, I've cut my smoking down. I've gone from 20 a day to something like 4. A lot of it's to do with what Christian said about smoking being a suppressant. Since I've cut back, I've actually wanted to eat. I think the smoking part of it is a big thing.
And to really put his appetite to the test, Martin's next meal is a large chicken kebab and chips.
Go on there, Martin, mate, it's all yours.
Just daunting looking at it.
I do have some quite... How's the meat?
The meat is quite nice, actually. It's not greasy. Well, no, it is greasy. Yesterday, I ate myself till I threw up. Tonight, I've just had a kebab, which, for me, I never eat kebabs.
In fact, it's this diet swap's first. Martin's about to polish off a whole meal.
I'm very impressed.
I actually enjoyed it.
We're starting to appreciate food a little bit more, do you think?
Obviously, I'm not going to keep going out and eating this all the time, but
Yeah.
I can't see that it's a total no.
That was definitely the best success so far.
Something's changed. I was wanting that meal tonight. It's definitely doing something good.
It's time for another swap, but one that Dr. Christian thinks is too extreme to exchange.
Do you recognise these, Wayne?
I do very well.
Tell Martin what it is.
Saturday lunchtime.
He had 10 pints for lunch, and it's not just a light ale, this is a strong cider. 28 units in that lot. Do you know what your weekly allowance is?
21.
21.
Fun-loving jolly joker Wayne's usual Saturday consisted of football, food and an all-day booze cruise.
What are you gaining from this as far as nutritional value?
Absolutely nothing.
Absolutely
and an empty
nothing.
wallet as well.
It's clearing out the bank account and giving you no nutritional benefit whatsoever.
Most people aren't aware that alcohol has almost the same calorie content as pure fat. And most men would be horrified at having 4 or 5 packets of crisps in a row. But if you have 4 or 5 pints, you're filling up on around 1,000 calories a time. The same as chowing down on 5 packets of the fried potato stuff.
That's desperately damaging to liver cells, and they will get to a point where they cannot cope anymore. They'll stop working and you'll get liver failure. It's irreversible, you can't do anything about that.
Just to see it all in front of you is pretty gobsmacking.
To get Wayne to understand the shocking damage his lifestyle is having on his body, Christian wants him to see at first hand what extreme eating can really do.
Wayne, I've brought you here because I want you to meet someone who's been struggling with her weight for a very long time, and as a final measure, she's had a fairly drastic operation very recently. Let's go meet her.
Over the past 6 weeks, we've been following Lisa's story. The 46-year-old from Clacton has a dangerously high BMI of 66.
Your waist circumference is 1 inch more than your height.
She had no other option than to undertake drastic surgery.
Surgery should be thought of really as a life-saving procedure.
It's the morning after the op, and she's in unbearable pain.
Does it feel like nothing's happening yet? You just feel...
I don't know, I just feel like I'd gone down, got knocked out, and, you know, it's got to register.
I feel really sorry for her because she was really in pain, and I think it's crazy. It's really extreme in my head, that's how I see it.
It will be a long rehabilitation. She can only eat liquidized foods for the first 3 months, and her stomach can only hold 100 millilitres.
It's sobering seeing this, isn't it?
You can only do it, no one else can, because it will give you a longer lifespan.
It's definitely hit home.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Do you feel more confident that you can now do something about this?
But yeah, definitely.
You do?
I've got age on my side, so I just need to do it now. It was definitely eye-opening. I can see what I could end up like, and that is in a pretty picture. If it didn't before, it's really hit home that this is my chance to change and just do what I need to do to make my life a whole lot better.
It's Wayne and Martin's last supper together, and the stakes are high.
I'm glad I've got something hot. I was expecting toast.
After 1 week of eating with the enemy, will our diet partners have learned enough to fight for a healthier future?
I think when I leave here, I'm going to have to change my whole life. It's not just my eating habits. I need to do things differently. You know, stop running at 100 mile an hour.
Yeah.
To make time for myself. I think I needed this time away from everything as well, for me.
I feel, well, coming here 6 months ago, I probably wouldn't have stuck to anything afterwards. But I think this is the right time for me. It's really felt perfectly. Because obviously, I've overstretched my body that much. I know it's not going to be an easy process.
Yeah.
Another meal finished.
It was nice. Now full, but not too full.
So we've got through to the end of the week. How's it been with you the way?
Well, I kind of approached it with a kind of mind I wouldn't be eating much food, so I got through it quite well, really.
Yeah. And what about you, Martin? How did you find these sort of big quantities for an entire week?
I struggled with my appetite first. Obviously, once cut the smoking back, it's been a lot better.
OK, let me give you your diet plans. Martin, that's yours. Wayne, that's yours. Best of luck to both of you.
Christian.
It's a pleasure.
Thanks a lot.
I'm feeling very optimistic. It's been a good week. I think it's time now for me to move on.
I hope Wayne's going to do well. I think this week has shown him a difference, obviously, as it's shown me. So I'm hoping when we come back, he'd lost a bit of weight, doing a bit more exercise. So I'm looking forward to it.
It's been 6 weeks since Martin and Wayne left the feeding clinic. They're halfway through a tailor-made diet plan devised by Dr. Christian. Wayne's tried diets before and not stuck to them. Now he's eating healthier lunchtime options like sandwiches with low-fat spreads, supersizing his intake of fruit and vegetables which are full of fibre, and cutting down on salt by having less processed foods and takeaways. In Wayne's world, as well as a whole new look, it's a whole new life.
The main thing I do is walk. Obviously how important it is to walk and how better it makes you feel.
Wayne's favourite Saturday pastime used to be drinking, but he's given booze the red card.
When he goes out, he's not drinking what he used to drink. He's drinking wine and soda, which is a bit of a shock, because I didn't think he'd do it.
Wayne's also discovered portion control.
For the diet plan, I used to have a bowl this big, and now that's the size of my bowl as well, so definitely a step in the right direction.
In Essex, super skinny sugar fiend Martin has been given a difficult challenge. He's had to up his calorie intake to around 2,500 a day, starting with a good breakfast.
Mentally, breakfast setting me up for the day. You know, it's been drummed to my head. Breakfast is the most important meal for me.
He also has to eat a variety of foods from all the major food groups. Finally, he has to eat more carbs and protein to help build up the muscles he's wanted all his life.
Before, I was scared of going to the gym because I was a small fella. Going to the gym was really daunting for me.
But the icing on the cake for Martin is cutting back on the cigarettes.
Now, because I'm not smoking so much, I'm actually feeling hungry. I've gone from 30 a day to probably 5 or 6.
After all the years of abuse to his body, will he have done enough to show Christian he's really changed?
Just trying to just tick over and do what I'm doing. I'm trying not to think about Wayne.
I'm Anna Richardson and I'm on a tour of Diet Obsessed LA.
Tone up, get your boobs done, Botox.
And I've met all sorts.
I think you've got less body hair than I've got. I mean, I think even my nipples are hairier than yours.
Uber-rich Gabby gave me the inside track on how the pressure to look good in Hollywood extends to new mums.
There's a lot of pressure to sort of snap back quickly.
There is no such thing as post-baby weight in Hollywood. If you're not back inside your size zeros within 6 weeks of the birth, then you stay inside until you are.
Here, there's no flabby tummies, no leaking boobs or stretch marks allowed. It used to be an excuse to eat for two.
Hey guys, it's time to work the booty, so let's take your hands forward.
Now it's LA law to banish the baby fat, but not just down at the gym. This is LA, baby.
Let's do 10 more.
These aerobic workouts with prams were designed by a yummy mummy Brummy.
Use to extend that leg back. Pull the belly in.
Working out with baby is the perfect way to get fit. Even ex-Brit Anna Friel has done it, sparking a trend that's already made its way to Britain.
So, Tracy, how important is it to actually have your baby with you? I mean,
You're actually pushing more weight, so you're actually going to burn more calories. So there is an advantage to working out with your baby.
okay.
Tracy Mallet swapped the Midlands for Mulholland Drive to give those LA pelvic floors a pummelling.
There's a few tears at the back there. She wants a burger. How much of a pressure is there for new mums in this city?
They're working out 4 hours a day.
While they're pregnant.
Exactly, and they're not eating what they should be. And extend the leg up. There you go. Really extend that leg up. Come on, Hannah.
Anybody else? Listen, I'm still getting over the fact I've given birth to Minnie Mouse. There's obviously got the whole tummy muscle thing to try and tackle.
It's not the same.
Just stand up for me. Let's have a look. Is that or is that not the flattest stomach you've ever seen? That's amazing.
And because she's witnessed the LA dream firsthand, Tracy knows exactly what extreme measures these new mums will go to.
How quickly in this city do you think they need to be seen to be getting back into their genes?
Well, typically, like, maternity leave is not very long. And because of that pressure, they will go to the extremes. They'll do liquid diets. You know, I've heard of women doing, like, the liquid diet, and they end up, like, breastfeeding at the same time. And the child ends up getting sick. They end up going into hospital. I mean, it's just crazy. I mean, it's insane.
There is evidence to suggest that these post-baby weight loss schemes are dangerous. Let's hope they're a fad that go bump in the night.
3 months ago, supersized Wayne and super skinny Martin swapped their extreme diets in a bid to change their unhealthy relationship with food. But have they succeeded? They're about to face the music at the weigh-in with Dr. Christian. But before they do, it's time to come face to face with each other.
Wayne, Martin, come on in. Say hello.
Hey, everybody.
Hey.
Looking well?
Looking good.
You
How
are?
you doing?
Good.
Oh, yeah.
Looking well.
Oh,
Good.
so,
Happy days.
I have to say, you boys have done me proud. You're looking all right. Wayne, how are you feeling now?
I'm feeling a lot better, full of life, full of beans, a bit more colour in my cheeks, and
Yeah.
I'm not out of breath walking upstairs anymore, so it's quite a relief.
Martin, what about you?
Yeah, the biggest thing was cutting back on smoking. I've now found I've got an appetite. 12 weeks on, it is actually making a difference, and, I'm grateful.
They both worked hard at their diet plans. It's time to find out if it's paid off.
So, Martin, do you remember what you weighed when we first met?
About 9 stone.
Well, now, today, to date, you have put on just under 1 stone. A whole stone.
In 12 weeks for something to put on that much, it was amazing.
And it shows as well, it really does, doesn't it?
I feel better for it.
Yeah, I'm very, very happy.
I'm happy. I know I'd put on a bit. Put a stone in 12 weeks.
That's very, very
It's good.
Overall, Martin's put on 12 pounds, and he's filled out in all the right places, including 3 inches around his waist.
So, Wayne, what about you? Think you've done as well as him? Or
I think I've done a bit more than the stone.
a bit more than the stone? Well, let me tell you, you have lost 3 stone in 3 months. Now, that is pretty good, isn't it?
Yeah, man.
Yeah? You chuffed with that?
Oh, proper.
That is pretty incredible.
Yeah.
You're both pretty incredible.
Wayne's lost a whopping 3 stone. He's also discovered that eating less calories and doing a little bit more exercise means the pounds have fallen off and will keep dropping away.
Are you going to keep this up?
Definitely, 100%. I'm enjoying the exercise, I'm enjoying my new life, so why stop now? I feel like I've an amazing sense of achievement. I've really done what I set out to do, so I'm very happy with what I've lost so far. It's amazing that I can actually play football again. I can actually walk without feeling out of breath. I don't feel embarrassed about myself anymore, so I just feel proud to be me again, and I'm just really happy with that.
I'm not looking in the mirror thinking, oh, God, you're fat. I'm looking and thinking, well, yeah, I'm actually building the structure, because I'm now eating 3-4 meals a day and actually enjoying them. And now to be able to eat what I want and actually enjoy it as well is a bonus.
If you've been affected by any of the issues raised in this programme, go to www.channel4.com/health.